Hello, today I'd like to cover the blog module. This module right over here, it is a full blog, or which is short for a weblog. It's a full blog that you can drag onto your website. And we're just going to drag it down, say there for example. Then you get given 3 formats that you can choose from. Most of the time you'll probably go with this format, but I mean the other 2 are fine. You just select it. And there we have it. So what we can do is we can just set the width. So the size there, we see the size is set to a maximum of 900. Let's just say we wanted the width of the website, which is 1200 pixels. Okay. As with all the other modules, once you click on it, then you have one or more properties that come up here in the right-hand column. The blog has got these 4 here: thumbnails, listing, blog, and text. Size to advanced is for the entire block, and it's seen on all modules. Okay, so you can click on here and then the text one opens, or you can just open the text there, and this just gives you an opportunity to change the style of this text you see here. This is not changing the style of the blog itself, but just the labels on the outside, the style, the title, the date. So as you see there, the title, the date, and the text style, which is this over here, which is an excerpt, which they call, or just a summary of the first few lines of your blog. We'll cover that later and how we can set that to different lengths. Okay, so that's the text. The blog itself, here are the different formats. We're using this format at the end here. You can see it's highlighted. Here you can edit the post, or you can add a post, but also you can double click on the blog itself. So if you want to edit this particular post, you double click on it, and there it is, or whichever one you want to change. Okay, with them. Let's just use this one here, for example. When you click on the text, it comes up here with a lot of formatting that you can do, and here you can change the text style. Most of the time it uses normal as a default, where you can, if you hover over there, you can see it changes it. And the style, when you edit over here, it'll come to the style. You can see they're normal, and you can change the style whatever you want it to be. Okay. The picture you see here is just the picture that you will see over there. It's not any picture that you will see inside the thumbnail, inside the blog. So if you want to have a picture inside the blog, you actually need to place it inside, like we saw in an example here. There, someone has put in a picture inside. And this is done quite simply by clicking this little icon at the top here and adding a picture. So if you wanted to add a second picture over there, you just click it. You can bring a picture in here. You can go from the gallery, the free gallery, for example. You want a bird, click it, and there it is. And if you want to delete it, you just highlight it and hit the delete button, and it's done. So you can add pictures and content as you please inside the content here. This picture, as I said, is for the thumbnail on the outside. You obviously just click on there and change it as you want. The title, this is the title, not the title you see here, but this is the title that you see over here, these titles over there. Let's just go back. The date and time of the post, the category of the post. You can use existing categories, or you can change a category by clicking over here and then just putting in whatever you want to call it, and this category, then you can use it. You can also just drag it around as you please. This is good for filtering, but it's also good if you just want to have, say, one blog article in a particular place. Then you can just draw in and select that one category. We'll see later, or you can actually see at the bottom here the categories that you want to show in this particular instance. You can drag more than one of these modules onto your website, so you can have multiple blogs over the place, or in a central place like this. Okay, so there's a category, and you can then also write a blog and say, look, I'm still busy with it, set it to draft, it won't show, and then active when you want it to be online. And then you can add Facebook comments at the bottom as you wish. Here you can add in some search engine optimizing information, title, description, and a user-friendly URL. A URL or a link that is what you want to call it. If you want to send a link to someone and say this is my blog, and you want to also make the name of the blog or the link to be closer to the name, so that it gets picked up easier or is referenced closer to the keyword, then you can use that. This is it's recommended that you use these things here. Okay, so that is the blog, and then as I said, you can put in the category for what you want to show here. Let's, for example, say let's just hot news. So this particular blog was called hot news, and the others were called something else. So it only shows this, so you can see how you filter it out there. At the top, you also got a filter. So that's for the users on the front end, to just filter out and show particular blogs that they're looking for. These are some other settings. The background for the site, you can just change the color there as you wish, and the caption background. The caption is this area here. Okay, so we've covered the text and the blog, the listing. This is just how the blog is shown. You will see here, if we switch these off, how they disappear. And you say you just wanted a title, straight and simple, clean and neat. You can change them as you wish. Also, like a number of items per page. So if there are, say you've written 100 blogs and you've got 10 per page, once it shows 10, that'll go next page. So you go page per page. This is quite handy, because if you see at the bottom here, you'll see some overrunning text, and this is just taking the first 60 characters of your blog itself, and you can see it's overrunning there. So if you say made it 50, then for this particular screen size, it works fine. Okay, so that's listing there, and then thumbnails. These are your thumbnails. So the size of your thumbnails and the padding. Padding is the distance between, and you can align them as well. And use thumbnails. So if you don't want to use thumbnails, and well, there we are. If you ever want to do that, then so be it. All right, and then that covers, because we've now come to the size. As I said, this size is for the entire block. And you can look at one of the other modules that covers this particular area, where it covers spacing, the spacing of the block itself on the outside, with padding and margin, visibility, changing the visibility, so you can show one thing on a mobile phone and another thing on a desktop, however you want to do it, and other items. Animated, you can actually animate as it loads, as you see there. You can make it a longer duration, so when it loads on the page, it does that, or when you hover over it, you can have another sort of animation. And then other items under advanced, which we've covered before in other areas: anchor name, class name, That's for you if you want to mess around with the style sheets. Anchor is putting an anchor in, so if you've got a link at the top and you click it, it'll scroll down to here. And this name is the name of this particular item there. So you can change the name from blog to something else. So let's just say blog 123. So you can personalize it, and especially when you come back later, you know what is what, especially when the sites are very big. Just make sure that when you're working on the site and once you've done a bit of work and you're finishing up, just make sure that you're happy with the way the text looks here, and how it and what it looks like on the as the pages get smaller and how they wrap it. You can just see, sometimes your text is too long or too big. Just something to take into notice. I just notice here that we can, let's just find this again. This text that we've seen over here, text style, we can change that text style based on screen size. So there it is, 16 pixels, and it's 16 pixels on all screen sizes. But if you wanted to go, say, on the tablet, let's just go to 75%. So on the tablet, you'll notice there that it's much smaller. So depending on how long you make it, you can make it even a bit shorter if you want to. What I'm saying is that you can just neaten it up so it doesn't scroll to too many lines, just how you want to do it. Okay, that is the blog, and it's quite a straightforward but quite a powerful module, and it is really recommended if you want to get a good following and you want a good index for your website, whatever your website is, that you pull in a blog module, and every now and again you just write a blog. Remember, the internet is about information, so write information, especially unique information. And if it is unique and it's not duplicated anywhere, not necessarily copied, but duplicated, same stuff in other places, then Google will index it, and it will really help your rankings and indexing on Google search engine. Also, bear in mind that once you've written a blog, come back every now and again and refresh it and add data and rewrite it. And Google loves that sort of, when something is static, it just leaves it alone. But when it sees that there's work in action and things are being changed and new information is being added, it will definitely come back and re-index, and you'll get a better ranking for it. Okay, that's the blog module. Thank you.